Hello, it's Carrot. We've got a special guest today. Samson from the chat is here with his character, Finrath Shadewind. He's just going to kind of follow along, maybe give us his own opinions about what he sees. Today is, of course, housing tours. And last week we did Dominion side, so this week will be Exiles. And I've got 4 places I would like to take you guys today. The first being my own, as those of you who have been following along know, last week I finished up my housing project here, and I just kind of wanted to do kind of a wrap it all together tour to show the whole thing. I'm not going to go into detail as far as what item pieces I used or anything like that, because that's all in my old videos, but this is just kind of an all-in-one kind of tour that I can link elsewhere. So let's just get started. I'm just going to kind of take it slow. There's a lot, but then there's not a lot, so I don't know. Of course, this is the entrance, and I don't know what this is. It's like a exhaust system or something for some large contraption. And of course, this is the little courtyard out in the front. This is supposed to be a road. I had originally thought about maybe building a taxi, but the decor count and such just didn't allow me to do that. But as you can see, this is Proto-Putt Park. It's supposed to be run by the little Protostar clones. I like doing a lot of my plot themes around them. I've done Christmas ones where they did like a toy shop kind of thing, and I just like their little system of, you know, like little workers, and running a little Proto-Putt Park shop thing kind of just seemed to make sense to me. This is supposed to be mailbox. My husband says it looks like a trash can, but I guess it could work as either. Throw your junk in there to send to somebody else. This is the parking lot of the park, and as you can see, I built my little makeshift golf cart. Nothing fancy. I'm not too good at making these kind of things, but I tried to put something together that kind of resembled what you'd expect a golf cart would be consistent of. Of course, just the way that the collision is on the items, you can't actually ride it, unfortunately. I guess the only way you could probably get in is if I actually remove the roof, but since it's actually part of it, supposedly, then you just kind of have to go with it. I guess he's ready to go golfing. Again, I had thought about making a taxi, but the item count and the storage count just didn't allow for that. So maybe that's something I could do for later on in a different kind of build. Off here to the side is a little, like a little Easter egg. It's a sleeping on the job Protostar guy. I always have one lazy worker whenever I put a group of them together. All of them are very on the job and getting things done, but there's always one that's kind of lounging about, so he's kind of passed out here taking a little siesta. But his buddy over here, he's busy working in the garden, planting some, I don't know what those are, daisies, little flowers. This is Pet went off into the grass. Anyway, I wanted to keep it simple but clean and kind of classy. My kind of makeshift palm trees. And of course, the sign was very fun to put together. Just bananas and beer signs and stuff. And here we come to the ticket booth. And as you can see, they got like the little pamphlets and the balls and the golf clubs that you can get. And once you pay, you go in and you enter the lobby. where you got a nice big clock and monitors, advertising, proto stuff. There's lots of proto touches around. And I don't know, I guess maybe he's like the #1 golfer or something. Samson thinks he's the lazy one, is supposed to be him. It could be, I don't know. Probably me, actually. Here's the restrooms. I chose not to like have an open one where you can see the toilet and the toilet paper and stuff. A lot of people do that, and it's a nice touch, but I just opted not to do that this time, so I've left them closed. I could have even gone as far as labeling for men and women side, but we just kind of leave it general. Anyway, this is the snack bar area, and you can see we've got some parasols and eating tables, and then of course the food line. So you start off with your tray and forks and spoons and such, and you have your choice of foods. You got fresh bowls of fruit. There's all kinds of like spring rolls and salads and soups, even pizza slices. And we've got a popcorn machine and a soda machine with 3 different flavors of soda. And then you got the napkin dispensers, ketchup, mustard, and then the cashier. And of course, there's really not much in the back. There's a little bit of doodads at the countertop over here where he's at. But the back is more or less just kind of, here's like maybe a microwave. And my carrot is apparently hungry for the popcorn there. Maybe a little better view of the food. Nothing too elaborate, just wanted to give a semblance of a variety of foods that you can have with the tongs, like that. And of course, you know, I've added little touches to keep the consistent with the Protostar theme, little bits. As far as the main attraction upstairs, it is of course the golf course, miniature golf course. And I tried to make it kind of easy to follow in that you start in one place and end in another. So this is supposed to indicate that this is the starting point. And again, I've added the little Protostar pictures. And you have, each hole has a little tee off, and then each one has its own version of course hazards. So we've got rocks for this one. And if a role play group wanted to come here and give their hand a shot at trying to play the course, they could probably develop some kind of a slash roll method of determining your success as far as, did you hit the hole, did you knock it off to the side, and they could even rate each hole as certain difficulties if they wanted to give everybody a little bit of a handicap or whatever. This one is kind of based on a Skeech village kind of thing. So you got all these little Skeech critters around. And then you've got this giant hazard here with some kind of wiggling creature. Really good at jumping there. Kind of hard to see, but everyone has a hole that you have to aim for. And each one has a bench for those that are waiting their turn. This hole is kind of Orin themed. So we've got a little makeshift house here and lots of rocks and hugel elements. And of course the water hazard. And then if you're really good, you can shoot it through the log and make it right into the hole here. Now we'll kind of sidetrack here to go visit the Park Tower. It's mostly to give folks an overall view of the park itself. You know, kind of like if you're going, it's like you want to do the typical tourist thing, you want to take snapshots, and so this allows you a nice overall view. And of course I planted a little protostar guy up here with his telescope spying on the neighbors or something. But you can see kind of just a general layout, and I tried to keep it, you know, like I said, in a distinct path, but it's zigzaggy enough that I think it's a good somewhat realistic layout of an actual golf course. I'm going to take a nice hit here, down there a little quicker. And this one is the lot themed hole. Now the funny part of this is the trees are actually, there's no collision on the green part. So if I had decided, I could have added little rock bits underneath to make them solid so that they would be actual little hills, but I just didn't bother. And of course this one has moving hazards. I tried to add as many kind of movement bits as I could to kind of keep the holes interesting. So, you know, the idea is when you're shooting your ball, maybe it accidentally hits it or it goes straight through, and if it does, then, you know, supposedly your aim would be successful in getting to the hole or whatever. And this next one is the WildStar hole. It's kind of hard to mimic a lot of the different kinds of hazards that you would get, but this one is supposedly like dependent upon the hole that you landed in the first time determines how it comes out at the end. So 2 of these would in theory lead to the exit hole here that doesn't line up with the 2, and then 1 of them would, but you wouldn't, in theory, you know, you wouldn't know which one led where, so it would be kind of a luck kind of thing. Anyway, once you made it through the tube, then you have your shot at the hole here. And then we come to the alligator one. I just wanted some extra little, again, I liked a lot of the movement kind of things, so the idea is that you've got these drillers trying to block your ball. And then if you look really close, you'll see a hole in the back of the mouth of the gator. And then, of course, on the other side, if you manage to make it, then it shoots it right out to the hole. This one is the Eldon themed hole. And of course, it's actually, you know, there's nothing there blocking, but I'm pretending that the little squares in there would, I don't know, maybe vaporize your ball or something. And so the idea is to shoot it through when they're up, so that you make it successfully through the little house there. Then we've got the traditional windmill. Of course, mine doesn't look all that traditional, but and of course it's not functional, which is, you know, unfortunate. If I could have found something that had, you know, would have worked, I definitely would have used it in that way, but such is life. And then of course we have the electrical one. I had a guildmate crack up about these because that's really the Drake and Lady's legs on one of the tavern signs or whatever. But I wanted, you know, again, lots of movement, so I just opted to use that and found it comical. And of course, then you've got these here. You can actually go through the middle of them, but if I could have, I would have used these as the windmill action. But if you know the item, you know that it's got a lot of clunky stuff underneath. That just wouldn't work very well. So once you've completed the course, which it's a 9-hole course, I wasn't able to justify having a full 18, then you can drop by the souvenir shop. and pick up a balloon or a plushie, which we have a nice collection of. And of course, we got a little proto guy manning the shop here. And then you have the elevator. It's kind of fun to build, just to try and make it look like a realistic elevator. And then of course the way to get down is just to click that little bluey spot there. And then you enter the subway station, which is a whole nother barrel of beans here. You've got a little seating area here. And then this is supposed to represent like a diner menu, you know, one of those standout where you like put the specials of the day or something. Of course, this is the eating section. And then you got the cashier where you can buy your meals. And you got the signs of the available dishes. So you've got desserts, drinks, and food. And then maybe some kind of like a little television. Maybe it's a children's show or something that's airing. And of course you got the different foods. And again, I didn't want it to be exactly like the snack hall that was upstairs, so I decided to go with a little bit more traditional meals, like you've got your chicken and fruit, or maybe those are reared potatoes, another kind of soup, or maybe it's a jello. And then we've got a sandwich with an olive on top, a banana pie, and then a tray of desserts, little bonbons and cupcakes and cookies. And of course then you got the rest of the kitchen area, the cabinets, and the grills, and the sink. And then we've got a little busy proto guy getting ready to either set a table or serve a customer with some kind of meal that's hidden under the cloche there. Maybe Finrath will order up a meal. And then once you've had your bite to eat, you can head downstairs. And if you're planning to ride the train, then you'll want to store maybe some things that you don't want to travel with in the lockers here. Maybe you want to contact a loved one, so you come to the phone booth here. And of course, if you are wanting to travel, you'll want to definitely come and pick up a ticket at the ticket booth. We'll go inside just so you can get a better view of their little area in here. I can deselect that door. There we go. We just got a little shelf of goodies and a nice filing cabinet, little watering hole here. I thought about hanging some things on here, I just never got around to it, so it's one of those little details that I could have put in but didn't. And of course they got their little pegboard here with different kinds of signs and notes and things like that. And over here we have an ATM machine for people that need to grab a quick exchange of money or something. And then of course at each end of the hall we have the emergency medical kits, benches for those waiting for the train to arrive, and of course we have the luggage cart that you can use to transport your luggage to and fro. And then of course we have the train itself, and the idea is that they have these portals that they zip through, so you really don't see the entire train. It's just a segment of it that's visible from here. But if you were to supposedly pass through the red barrier there, you would end up in the rest of the train. So inside the train, we have the cockpit, of course, where he's got all of his little buttons and gadgets and monitors and such. And then in the next car over is, of course, where all the passengers park themselves. Got your advertisements, luggage racks. And again, it's supposed to be like, you know, there's more to it. You just don't see it all. It's, you know, kind of in limbo kind of thing. Anyway, I tried to give it, you know, some emblems. This matches the golf cart upstairs, and tried to give it, you know, a little bit of continuity as far as what's upstairs and what's downstairs. It's supposed to be, while it's a separate facility, it's run by the same group. It's all Protostar related. And here is the maintenance room. This is where the proto workers come to rest, work on bits that are maybe they need repairs. It's also where the engine room is for the whole facility is. So this one's cleaning up a mess here, mopping up some village. And it's just got different kinds of doodads. I don't have any specific names for any of these bits. I just wanted to incorporate as much kind of fancy looking mechanical stuffs that I could without overcrowding it. And then the final space is the control room, which is upstairs. So again, you have a lot of mechanical bits, monitors, and lots of buttons and controls. It's supposed to be, you know, the control room for the subway station itself. This is where they track the trains coming through and monitor all the working conditions and stuff like that. This is supposed to be like the little meeting room, the head honchos to determine, you know, I don't know, their stocks are going up or down or where they can improve, that kind of thing. So that's it. That's it for my plot. That was the Proto-Putt Park. And then down below was the subway station. I had a lot of fun making it. Probably this will stay up for another month or so, maybe longer. I really don't know. It depends on if I decide I've come across a new theme that I just can't wait to do. In the meantime, I'm keeping busy with other projects, but for those that have access to Jabbit side on the Exiles faction, this is open to the public, and it's going to remain so for a good while, I think. So yeah, that was my home. I just wanted to kind of give an overall tour. I've been streaming for many weeks as I built it piece by piece, and I just wanted to kind of get an overall video of just the whole facility as it is now. So the next house we're going to try and visit is Rose Sabina's house. Now I tried to visit her place the week before last, the last time we did the Exile side tours, and I got that handy dandy this player does not exist error. And she's actually a guildmate of mine, and so I know that's not the case. It's just an awkward little glitch that happens from time to time, and when it does happen, it usually takes a day or two to kind of clear itself, and then you can visit again. So thankfully today it seems to work. So hers I wanted to show because, again, it's another great example of how you can take just part of your plot. You don't have to always use the full plot to get a nice little theme. And while hers is still kind of in the process of construction, I wanted to showcase it. Now, she did tell me that she's planning on expanding her plot at some point, so this door will actually lead somewhere eventually. But for the time being, she's got kind of like it looks like a masked proto guy, which I thought was funny, to greet you as you take a peek. But eventually this will extend on into a bigger part of a city type setup. But I think what she's done with this little section of her plot is nice, and hers and a couple of others that I've seen do similar types of builds where they've used just a portion of the home has inspired me to do something similar on my alts plot. Now, as you can see, it's supposed to be a section of Thade, and I believe it's for RP purposes, but I'm not for positive. And as I said, there's still a lot she wants to add. But I like how she's used the carpets as like the banners that you see in the city. You see all those nice ribboned banners all over the place, but we have as yet not gotten them as part of the decor items, and I like her ingenuity in just using the rugs as that kind of motif. Hop down here. Now her house, of course, over here. And again, she's kept it simple. She was actually worried that I wouldn't be all that impressed, but she has a few tidbits in here that I really like. It's the first time I've actually seen somebody use the new hover park board pieces as part of the walls for an interior. So that was kind of nice. It's just something different. But here she's got a clever little refrigerator. She's used benches for the handles, lapel benches, and then she's got the actual shelves, and they're all stocked with lots of little goodies. Kind of disgusting with looks like spider eggs or something in there, but the rest of it kind of looks yummy. And then of course she's got a little countertop here, and it appears to be again some more pieces of the hover park building blocks. And then upstairs is another little bit. Got her office space here, and I like how she's taken the time to fill in all of the shelves. A lot of times I see people use shelves and then they'll leave them empty, and it's just those extra little bits fun. And then of course is her really nice bathroom. I like the way she's done her tub. I believe it's a sleeping bag that's used as the water, and then she's just used some metal bits to cover up what she doesn't want shown, and made it look like a nice little tub. I mean, obviously you can't like sink down into it because it's got collision on it, unlike some of the other things that I've seen people use for water, but it's a nice touch. And here she's extended the toilet with the block here, just to kind of round it up, and it makes it look nice. Doesn't look as filthy, I guess. I mean, it's kind of a little filthy because of the coloring of the lid itself, but it's just nice. So that's Rose's house, and hopefully I did it justice as far as pointing out all of the nice bits about it. And be sure and visit it if you can, because like I said, she's still working on it and plans to expand it. So just one that I wanted to be sure and showcase. So our next house is going to be Dynagorn Firefly's house. Now his home, the reason I'm showcasing it is twofold. One, it's a great home. But two, he's planning on officially doing a grand opening of his plot next Wednesday. And since I'll be showcasing a Dominion homes next week, I figured this week I'll catch it with this group. So, Dynagorn Firefly. Ugh. Oh, poor Dynagorn. This is what I mean about the bug. I'm gonna have to try and grab him next week, I guess. Unfortunately, that's a shame because let me see if I can get him to. I don't know if he's on or not. No, he was here a little bit ago. I should have asked him to at least neighbor me so I could be sure and get it in. That's a shame because I wanted to show it because he's going to be opening next week. If I can, I will try and squeeze it in just before the Dominion side next week, just because it's kind of a special time for his plot. So the next one I guess we'll go to is Serona Severians. Hopefully hers works. Now, if you'll remember, we visited her plot, or his plot, I don't know, guy or girl, a couple of weeks ago. And you probably wonder, why are we revisiting it? Well, as it were, the previous theme that they had was the, I think it was called Valley of the Elven. And it was the one with the center of it was like a little mountain of exonite, and all throughout was little exonite hidey holes with different kind of bits. And they ended up, they wanted to wipe it clean and start anew. So in the 2 weeks that it has been since I last showcased their home, they've completely redone it. And so I wanted to be one of the first to kind of show off their plot. They just opened it a few days ago, so this will probably be a great opportunity to come in and check it out. So this is called Path into Another World, and they've just gone all out with decorations, I tell you. As you can see, they've done a really good job in hiding most of the entrance with the greenery and stones and all kinds of plants and such. So it's really done a good job. I know a lot of people get frustrated with the teleporter and not being able to customize it themselves, and I think eventually that might become an option since it's just something that a lot of people ask for. I think that yeah, Samson, it's a pretty amazing place. So we're just gonna work our way around. Since I guess it was last week or so, one of the builders showcased the plot of theirs that had used the ruby-eyed thinker, the chin of it. And ever since then, a lot of people have just gone nuts with incorporating that kind of rock and stone into their build, because everyone's been hungry with for new stones and such to use rather than always resort to the obsidian blocks. So as you can tell, Severian has just really gone hog wild with the thinker heads. If you can tell, they're all over the place, not just the chin parts, but the back of the heads and everything. And that's what gives it all of this nice mossy jungle feel to this particular theme. So I'm going to try my best to find all the little hidey holes that they've included in their plot. I was visiting here the other day, and they were here kind of making sure I spotted everything, but I just want to hopefully remember how to get to all of them. Again, what I like is even though this is really lush with plant life and everything, you're pretty clear on where your path is. Even with the low grass, they've kept it nice, not well above our heads as we're walking around. But you got a clearly defined path, and that's helpful to people visiting your plot. It's okay to hide things, but if you do that a lot or don't give like little clues to where something is, maybe there's something important here, you don't leave a little hint that there's something there, then folks will just miss it. And so here we have this really awesome looking, I don't know, like a portal to another place. Maybe like the Stargate kind of thing, but I love the pillars that they've done. I've seen that in other places, and it's a really cool effect using the pillars in multiples to make these big columns, and it just makes it nice and bold. And here using the stones and a combination of windows and exonite blocks, and then forget what piece that is that makes those particles. I think it's a Elden thing, but it's an awesome collection of stuff here. It's crazy. And right down to just, here's a little cluster of little flowers. And those are things that they added. Every little piece of greenery in here is just an amazing layout. And of course, they've used, to my knowledge, I'm assuming they've used several of the upside down umbrella trees to get these large sections of ground that they can work on. But yeah, this is definitely a really jungly feel. See if I can meander my way back onto the path here. I think that's all that's up here is. I'm just trying to catch all of the details because, every little bit here is something they added specifically. Just like this. This looks like a doorway to a special place, but doesn't work obviously. But it looks like it leads to another room, and that's just nifty. And it brings out the detail of that's on the item itself, the carved dragons. I don't know if there's anything back here, but we're gonna check it out because it kind of looks like a little path. Doesn't look like it goes anywhere. So we'll head back down the stone path that we come up, and then make our way around to the rest. Again, this is just a lot of the chin parts of that. I mean, this thing here that makes the mossy here, the little hills, is the same piece. It's just a different part of it showing. Just cleverly tucked it in and turned it and used it in the way that they want. So I imagine a lot of people will come up with a lot of nifty ideas, gaining inspiration from builds like this. I can't imagine the amount of time put in on trying to landscape this, because that's one of the toughest things for me is landscaping. I try my best to make it look natural, and it just kind of looks like a garden because everything's like straight and in a row and just so, and it's hard to keep it loosey and goosey and looking natural. And these are the new ferns, which worked really well with this. And then we have this huge, lovely little lake pond kind of thing. And of course, it's not one that you can go swimming in. It's uses the glass, and it's layered bits of glass. I mean, you can tell, which kind of actually gives a nice effect. It's like, looks like 5 or 6 layers, but spaced not evenly. Just as they go deeper, it gets a little wider and a little wider. But they've gone in and added all of the stones and the plants and the effects of the steam and everything. It's just an incredible build. Now, I'm not going to go much further in on this side because it does lead to an underground area. I just wanted to kind of point out that this is just incredibly detailed as far as all of the bits that they've included in here. Really make it look like a living pool of water. And again, those thinker heads right here just lined up. Okay, so we're going to go up the stone path on the other side now. If I can manage to jump it up well enough. Now you'll see that there's some spider webs on the right. That's another path that we will take later. I'm trying to get all of the bits that are outside and above ground before we start getting sidetracked with the other. But I'm going to try and get a nice shot here. Pond and area on the other side where we were just at. It's just incredibly filled with everything. I mean, all of that is crazy. And that's where the gateway to the other world was, above there. Okay, so here we have a second little area of water. And again, it's just layered glass, but they've added in as much, I mean, they even have the little sharks swimming around in there. And again, nice use of the blue flares for the smoke effects. And again, lots of use. I mean, I don't know how many of these thinker heads they must have used to make all of this, but that's one there, and that's one there, and there, and there, and there. Just all over the place. Now, I'm going to follow these lily pads because they kind of look like they're leading you through the water area. Nice little bit. And here you come into a little mushroom cave kind of thing. So this will be our first path down. And here you go. They kind of reverted back to their Exilite love. And it's just this mind-boggling little section of Exilite with like a little world tree in the middle, and then you've got these elven artifacts. It's just crazy. And then you got the technophage. Now, the other paths that I mentioned with the cobweb and stuff, they all lead to the same place, but it's like different little hidey holes leading to it. So we'll go ahead and go in here to the technophage zone. And they've really made good use of all of these doors. Every time I get a door from the quest that awards them, I just sell them, and maybe Severian is the one that's been buying them because they've just got a huge amount. Anyway, it's kind of like, it's not quite a maze, but I imagine if given the space and the decor count, they would certainly turn it into one. But you can see each one kind of leads to a dead-end area. but they've gone through the trouble of incorporating all these little nifty bits. You got the little trims and the doors, and it's crazy, 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 crazy cool. It reminds me of Tron, is what it does, is all this glowy purple stuff. Samson's getting his mind blown. I'm telling you, this place is nuts. To think of the planning it took to get all of these. I mean, this is these little tunnels and all of these doors and the track itself. And I can't even imagine how much money they might have spent to do this. So okay, this is the one of the other entrances. I think, if I remember right, it's the one right out of the front. And we'll go back into the Tron area, but I just want to show that I believe this is the one right next to the entrance here. Yep. See? So here's the entrance, and we went up the stone path here, and there's the lake, but here you go. Here's the little path that went down to the Tron area. So we'll go back down and see what else is there. Hopefully I don't miss any spots. Now there is a hatch house here, but currently they do have it blocked off. The way they explained it to me was they just wasn't sure what they wanted to put inside it. So it may be something that they open up at a later point, or they may just leave it closed until the next time that they clear their plot. Let's see, do I go this way or this way? I'm gonna get lost in here. And it's not even really a true maze, so how shameful is that? Anyway, I think this is the main room down here. They made use of these little gas pumps. That's what I call them. They look like gas pumps to me, but it's just a crazy little crystal room. Now, I think the way that they pulled this off is, if I remember right, the new crystal formations are hollow when you turn them a certain way. And I think that's how they made this cavern. But it's a really nifty way to use it. And just feels cold in here. Cold and creepy. Okay, let's see if I can find my way to the other secret exit entrance. Let's see. That was the main room. I know one of these tunnels leads to the bunker house. So let me see if I can find that first, just so that I know I've hit every spot down here. Easy to lose track of where you're going. I think it's to the left. Did I already come this way? I don't know if you should be following me, Samson. I may just get us lost. Yeah, I'm just coming out the other way, I think. So, let me go back to the main room. I guess they closed it off a little differently from the hatch house. I want to say it was this track here on the right. They had it set up a little different, but I think they closed it off here with a platform. And I have a ton of those, and I'm going to have to figure out something to use those for. Let's see. So we're back in the main room, and we came in from the left, I think. So there should be a path over here somewhere, if I remember correctly. I probably don't. let's just go back out this way, and then we'll go down the spider path. I know it all leads to the same one, but I don't remember how to get to it from inside. Jump, jump, jump. Okay, so there's the one entrance to the Tron area from the tunnel next to the entrance and the main entrance, and then you've got one from the lily pads through there. And then the third entrance, which I think is the final entrance, is through the spider tunnel. Is at the base of this path, I think, if I remember correctly. Yep, here we go. So we could have went in through this way. This is the webby tunnel, spooky tunnel thing. All roads lead to the Eldon Connie area. But I like the judicious, plentiful use of the cobwebs. And then you got the nice play of the eggs, even some on the roof there. It just really gives you the creepy feeling that, something's gonna get you. Now, when I first came here, I didn't realize that there was any path here, but let's see. How did I get there? Now, I know they showed me it, but maybe that was it. Maybe it was just a treasure at the end. I can't really remember. Sorry, Siberian. But I think I found all of the spots. I know that there was this path and then the other two. And again, like I said, there is a bunker house, but they haven't done anything to it, so they just closed it off. So people wouldn't go in and find disappointment because there was nothing in there. But just consider what all they've done out here. It's just nuts how much time they had to have put in to get all of this. I mean, they chose to put these flowers here and that bush there and those stones, and just look at, incredible. A lot of work. But yeah, it's a shame. I really wanted to visit Dynagorn's place. Oh, it works. So, Samson, if you're listening, try Dynagorn's place again, because I got it to work. Hey. Anyway, the previous plot was Sirona Severion's Path to Another World. This one is The Red Herring by Dynagorn Firefly. And this is a guildmate of mine, and he's been working on this for quite a while, and he's done a lot of changes to it since the last time I was here. But the main thing, other than it being another awesome plot, his is going to be used for role play because it's like a bar. It's kind of like a town that has a bar in it, and the bar is going to be regularly opened on, I think it's Wednesday evenings. So the official public event for the server is going to be Wednesday, June 24th at 8 p.m. British summertime. I don't know what the GMT or whatever that is. You just have to calculate that yourself, but it's 8 p.m. BST. And this little excerpt that he has about it says, the Hypergrismarian Giggle Snorter is an alcoholic beverage invented by accident whilst developing the immortality serum, considered by any who have ever drank it to be the best drink in existence. Outlawed when an enclave was destroyed because too many partygoers decided it would be fun to play Contagion in the street. It is said that just one glass can knock you into orbit, so where do you find it? The only place in existence known to full beverage is on the surface of the asteroid X579, the rolling rock orbiting Nexus, in a bustling town filled with bright lights and dark secrets, where patrons work hard and play harder. Guarded by the infamous statue of the Oran pirate, Captain Blackpaw, is a bar, the Red Herring. Whatever you enjoy, find conversation in the courtyard, watching our resident band and special guests on stage, or just getting your brain smashed by our trademark brew, you will find it all at the Red Herring. So that's his little advertisement for his event. And so we're going to take a tour, and unfortunately it's kind of at nighttime that we're visiting, so hopefully by the time I come to the end we'll get a little better view. But this is his little town, and what I like is it feels bigger than it really is, because he's really only using a portion of his plot, just like Rose. He's using a little more than hers, but in places that he wants to kind of give an indication that there's more to the city than you see or have access to, he's made these faux doors. And a lot of people do that, and I think it's a nice little extra decoration that just helps to give their place a little bit bigger expanse than it would if they hadn't included them. Now, this here is, I think it's supposed to be like a little eatery up here. I can't quite remember. He just added it like last week or so. Pardon me. Okay, so it's like a little space dock here, where they got little check-in booth, little snack machine, and then you got the ship that's coming in land. I guess it's for people that are waiting to be transported to and fro the little town here. And this is, of course, RP-wise, it's meant to be an off-world kind of place, like on an asteroid kind of thing. So, of course, you would need to transport from your visitors, so this would be it. And I think it's cutely done. I guess this would be where the schedule is, when the next transport's leaving, and that kind of thing. Oops, almost fell down there. And I know one of the things that he changed was he added a lot of extra color and like details to the roof and such, because in his earlier version of it, a lot of people said that it looked too plain and needed some kind of vibrancy, but he didn't want to go totally neon. But I think he's added just the right amount that makes it look lively. Fuel can sitting there. And of course, you can see he's made use of the technophage items to kind of give it more of a city feel. And again, some additional faux doors here. It's kind of hard to see in the dark, but they're there, I promise. And he's not left out the clutter that you might find in the city. And I'll get a better shot of the overall city as we go around. Kind of hard to do that from down here. And then you've got your nice little drainage culvert kind of thing here going on. And we'll start on this side first. So you've got like a little area of repair. Where maybe they're building a new little building here, just under construction. Now we won't be going in the door just yet. I'm just looking at the things outside for now. And then here we have the outside area of the bar. And you can see there's the famous pirate Orin up there. I'll get a better shot of it as well here in a minute. And then you've got a deli butcher shop thing. But over here you've got kind of like a little hidey hole area. And we'll be going down that shortly. I keep saying we will be, but I promise we will be. Anyway, this is like the little butcher shop kind of area. Got a selection of fruits and meats and things. He's got his counter. I don't remember what items he's using exactly. I think it's the flat metal tables that he's using as his countertop in here, and it kind of looks a little refrigerated. And he's using the vine-covered stakes as the dividers between them. Preparing his little ash hen thingy. And then, of course, looks to be here like a little, either a souvenir shop or something where he's selling his wares. Hello, Sarah. Nice of you to join. And then we've got porch here for those that want to come out and enjoy the night air. Just get a fresh breeze. And then you go into the bar. And you have the stage up here, and he's got like a guitar, electric guitar set up. Don't know what all pieces he's using. It looks like it's the orange shelf, so it's got like the tree shape on it. And probably some detonator pieces to give it the blinky effects there, and the handle of the guitar. And then, of course, he's got the drum set made with plates and other little doodads. And then his little amplifier looking thing, or whatever that is. I think Samson's going to play for us. And then you got the stand for the singer. And then this is the bar itself, and I like how he's kind of followed along with the tap system, using them there. Different little denotes, I don't know, special blends. I like how he's just managed to incorporate the beer machine thing into a whole place where the lights would hang and all of that. Then over here, it opens out into another patio, where you could come and do some grilling if you want. Enjoy a nice little meal by the moon. Nice little plant. It's kind of a classy place, but it's also, probably gets a little rowdy with the drinking. And then you've got a few little sneaky spots, which I'll show you shortly. First, we're going to explore some of the more of the exterior. I think some of them might join together and actually lead to the same place, but I will show you how to get to them from the different areas. So first, we'll tackle the tunnel that we saw over here. And he gives a good clue that there's something down there because he's got the light showing. So we'll just fall right down, and it's just kind of an access to the drainage system out here. Nothing, super special, but if he ever decides to expand on the plot, then you can certainly have a little fun with that. And then I think the other one is over here. Another tunnel. And I like how he's managed to use these new granite hatch door kind of things. Even though they're not functional, he's managed to use them in a way that it feels like they are. You get the idea that it's, you know, been opened. I think I lost Samson. There he is. And of course here, this one leads to the graveyard. And here you can go up. Maybe. Can't quite go up it that way, but I think it's the one above it, and then you can slip out to the bottom. But I like how he's got these little hidden spots. You know, you could play hide and seek. Maybe you turned off everybody's name tags here. Then we have this one here, straight across from it. Goes up underneath the bar. Yeah, I think I lost Samson again. He says you can go up the tunnel, but you have to move faster. Well, it's probably because I was just walking. I just went to the tunnel across the way from the other one, in case you're wondering. Okay, this one I have to... There we go. Up and out. Okay, so do you see where we ended up? We ended up at the little patio again. So there was the hidden little spot that, you know, most people would overlook, and then here they come out, and ta-da, you're there. So another one is here by the fireplace on the left side. You kind of squeeze in here. I'm up on top of the fireplace. Now it's going to be tricky for me to see because it's so dark in here. Ugh. I know you're supposed to be able to get up there, but it's like I can't see where I'm going. I think there's like a thing of wires there. Let me run a bit. Maybe that way. And I suck at this. There we go. Made it to that. Now let's see. Now there's some grating up there, and I'll end up falling down again, I think. Yeah, I did. It needs to turn daylight again so I can see what the heck I'm doing. There we go. Samson figured it out. If I can just figure out how to get over there. There we go. We made it! Oh my gosh. Now, if you don't know where we are, we're kind of on the roof of the bar now. And this is the super secret telescope kind of facility here. So he's got his little telescope thing going on where you can like look at the stars and stuff, and then all the little contraptions. And this is his closest version of like trying to make a dome out of the glass. But you can see how he's added details to the roofs of the houses across the way, or the buildings, I should say. Using the, I think it's the Dominion benches to give like the look of banners, and other bits, you know, looking like chimneys and things like that. Hard to get a good camera angle inside the glass here. like the music choice as well. Kind of hard to get a good shot of everything. Oh, I got outside. That's cool. There you go. That's a good shot of the observatory here. I can do that again. Oh, come on. Work with me here. I think the only reason I can do it right here is because there's no glass right in this area. But it's kind of letting me sneak out. Something like that. You can see, though, there's some of his plot down in the side there that there's nothing there. He's just got it cordoned off so you can't reach it. He did at one point have it where you could get to it really easy. I might be able to do it still if I jump onto the roof part. So that was one secret entrance from the fireplace. So we're going to go back down to the fireplace. And that was on the left. Well, there's actually another one on the right. And it goes downstairs and it leads you to those doors that we saw earlier, where the little construction was going on. So it's two secret paths from the fireplace, and you got one in the courtyard area, and then of course you have the tunnels that lead to different areas. Now, I think he actually has a spaceship house out here somewhere, but I couldn't find the access to it, so I don't know if it's down this way. Just the entrance. So he used to have it where you could get to it from the tunnels, but I think we went down all of them and I couldn't. I think it was this one that you were able to access it, and it would go under, and then you'd have the little spaceship house. But to kind of get a better view of the pirate guy, we're gonna do something we don't want to do normally. It's jump on the pirate guy. But that's his pirate orange there. Got like a drink, and he's got his gun, and then there's a bra on his gun, so he's a rowdy guy. Using the crystals as his hair, and all kind of weirdness. And again, I like his little touches of like the bookcases, using them in multiples to kind of give it like a little bit of a unique roofing. Let's see, I'm going to try and jump up here, get a better view of the exterior of the buildings. There we go. Here you've got a nice shot. Got a lot of stuff going on. Compact, but it doesn't feel overly crowded. Like I said, I imagine if he wanted, he could expand further, adding more tunnels and things like that, other little secret entrances and stuff. But he's decided that it's ready for opening house. And again, the official opening is next Wednesday at 8 p.m. BST, that's British summertime. And the way I understand it, he's going to try and be there every Wednesday evening around that same time to tend the bar. So if there's any role players looking for a new place to quench their thirst, this would definitely be a place to check out for Wednesdays. Because I think a lot of the RP houses and bars and such do a lot of their activities on Thursdays and on the weekends. So now we've got one for Wednesday evenings as well. So that's Donagorm Firefly's home, the Red Herring, which is the name of the bar here. And I think that's it for the tours. Thankfully, I was able to visit his, even though we had a little bit of a glitch earlier. So yeah, that's it for the tours today. I don't think we'll be doing any building today. I think we're going to just leave it at that. Keep it a short run. Next week, the plan is we're going to be doing some Dominion Tour home tours, but I'm also going to be doing the custom built decor challenge showcases, which will include my fish, Mortimer, and some other builds that my guildmates have come up with. There's already 3 others that have submitted their entries, so we've got at least 3 to showcase for that aside from mine. But hopefully before the week is up, we'll have at least 1 or 2 more will join in on the fun, and that should be interesting to see. Again, all of the plots that I showcase, at the time of showcasing them, they're open to the public. A good many of them may technically be still kind of in the process of being built. For most of us, it's always a constant work in progress kind of thing, especially as new materials come out that we might want to incorporate, like the technophage stuff. So if you're on the Jabbit server on Exiles side, you should be able to visit those in person that I showcased today. And same with Dominion side, any that I show there, they're also open to the public. If you have any suggestions or recommendations of homes that you think deserve to be toured, or should be on the list of those that are kind of like must-see, be sure and drop me a line. I've had a few people do that, and I've been introduced to some nice houses that way. In fact, Samson, or aka Finrath here, he's working on his own that eventually will be added to the list, and I'll probably see if I can showcase his one of these days as well, if he ever finishes it. But we won't rush him, no pressure. Take his time and do it nice. But I think that's it for today. It's been fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed the tours. Tomorrow we'll get back to the side project that I'm working on an alt's house. It's just a little one-person structure. It's just a really simple, kind of like an economy home. It's really compact and small, but it's being built from the floor up. We started out with like just the basic plan, and now we have walls and floors, and Carl will probably be doing windows and roofing and things like that. So if you enjoyed the show and would like to make sure you catch me the next time I'm on, be sure and follow so you get notified when I do go live. Otherwise, you can catch me here every Wednesday at 1 p.m. CET time. I'm always doing tours. It alternates each week between the factions. This week was Exiles, so next week will be Dominion, and so forth. But when there's extra little things like the CBDC stuff or anything else that comes up significant, then I'll do the Dominion or the Exile, but I may add in extra bits at the end. Other than that, I stream every weekday, but I don't do that at a scheduled time. It's just kind of when I have the time to do it. Sometimes it's earlier in the morning, sometimes it's later in the afternoon. So really the best way to catch me is by following. That way you get notified. Or just, check out the videos. They're all archived. I archive everything. So you can find it there on my Twitch channel in the highlights section, or via my YouTube channel. It has all the videos there as well. But I appreciate the views, and I appreciate those that are following, and I certainly appreciate all of the positive feedback I've been getting. I welcome any constructive criticism as far as what other kinds of things you would like to see. My channel is mostly dedicated to WildStar housing, so it's if I do anything, it'll mostly be that. I do leave room through the week when I'm streaming randomly that if I happen to be working on a little bit of questing, I might include that too, but I kind of tend to keep it just housing because you can see the gameplay and other things on everybody else's streams, and I just want to keep it mostly for housing stuff. I haven't done any kind of PTR sneak peeks lately. I just haven't had the notion to go and try it out. I haven't heard of any kind of new additions that we can be expecting. I'm guessing that once the next drop gets a little closer and they really start pushing in a lot of the stuff, and we start hearing about maybe some of the new housing systems that they're going to be adding, I will be diving over there now and then, so be looking forward to that. And in the meantime, I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, happy housing. Bye.